Welcome back to the Witchy Concoction Spooky Tutorial. In this section we are going to set up the particle emitter that we discussed in the last section where we were adding the particle emitter in the script. And we inserted a particle emitter into replicated storage. So basically all we're doing is changing the properties of the particle emitter, and then we're putting a texture inside of it just to create whatever effect that we want. So I'm going to move the particle into workspace just so we can see it. Okay. And let's see, where did it put it? There it is. Okay. So based on all of these properties that I set up, this is what my particle looks like. Okay. And it's using an image that I already had in my decals, and you can use whatever you want. You can also do whatever colors you want and sizes that you want. So for this particle emitter that I made, I did a color sequence and a number sequence so that my colors would vary. And then same with the sizes. So I'm gonna insert a new particle just so you can watch the process of the setup instead of me needing to change the one I already have. So click on the plus sign. Well, you've already inserted your particle emitter, but if you click on the plus sign, you can find it in the search or in your list and insert it. Okay? So since I just submitted this other one, it's sitting on top of the one that's already here. Okay. So let me put a part in here. I'm going to put a part in workspace, and I'm going to put this particle in this part while I'm working on it. Okay, that way it's not on top of this particle. Okay, so, and I can make this part, invisible so I don't see the part. I only see the particle. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to set up a color sequence, okay? So highlight the particle emitter, and in the properties, go to color and click the three dots over here all the way on the right, and that brings up this little chart where you can set more than one color. So all you do is move around clicking these arrows and changing the color to whatever you want it to be. Okay, so I just set this little triangle to this darker pink, and now I can click to have another triangle, and now I can change its color, and then I can just keep doing this to play around and get whatever color I like. And I can, if I click on this triangle, it's now set as that pink, and if I click again, it changed it to that pink. So you can get as creative as you want here with this. It's kind of fun. To do. I don't know why that one didn't change to the dark purple, but so I'm going back and changing some of these to a darker color. And maybe I'll make that one the pink. Okay, and that final one is white, but I'm going to make it a blue. Okay. And then I'm going to close it. So that's what I did on this particle. I just set up some random color sequence until I got it looking a way that I liked it. And then for the size, you can do a size sequence as well instead of just setting one size. If you want your particle to be various sizes, click the three dots, and again this chart opens up. And this line is set at a constant size. And right now, since the size is 1, that's the size 1. Well, what you can do is you can go, if you click on different parts of this graph, it changes the size. So it just went smaller here. And I can go bigger, and I can just keep going up and down, you know, however I want. And this is how you can really customize your particles and, you know, make something unique. Okay, I think I'm going to move this one down because I really don't want any really big ones, I don't think. Okay, so that's kind of like a timeline for the particle, and it'll release the sizes, you know, following this. Okay, and then just close it. So pretty easy. Changing the properties is, you know, easy. So then I just went down the list, and I'll just tell you what I have this particle set up as on the properties. So I have light influence as 1. We did a color sequence, and we did the size sequence. We'll come back to texture last. Okay, my emission direction I have as top, and you can change that. You can do back, you can do bottom, you can do front. I like front. Left, right. Okay, and we had it on top. All right. Lifetime is a range, so you can do a minimum and a maximum, and I had 0.5 and 7. Okay, that's how long each particle lasts once it's been emitted. Okay. Then rate would be the number of particles released, and I don't want 10,000. I don't want 1,020. I set that as 10. So you can go really high, or you can go a lot lower based on whatever effect you're going for. Just play around with all of these, really. Speed, you can have a minimum and a maximum. So I had mine set as 5 and then 10. And spread angle, I set as 10 and 10. Oops. And then my shape, I did a disc. And shape in out, I did outward. Shape partial, I left as 1, and shape style, I left as volume, and time scale, I left as 1. So that's the properties I had set up. Okay. So now all that is left to set up is the texture, and right now it's just the texture that's automatically in the Roblox particle emitter. So I'm going to go to the toolbox, and I'm going to look at my decals and find a decal to use. And I think I used this Ankh staff, okay, because I just liked the way it looked for this little setup that I was doing, this theme. But I mean, I could do you can do whatever image you want. So if you grab that decal, you're just going to copy the ID. Copy, and then in the texture field, you're going to paste it. And then it changes to whatever that image is. Okay? That one looks pretty good too. It looks like kind of like a pitchfork here. Or let's see, I could do the cross. Let me try the cross and see what it looks like, because that would go really good with this this little setup also. Oh, that looks really cool. Oh yeah, yeah, I like that. So let's see, let me get the actual thing that I used was, where'd it go? Right here, the Ankh staff that I made. So I'm gonna get this ID and paste that into the texture field, and there we have it. Okay. So, and I think it looks a little bit smaller, and it might just be because I have this one sitting in workspace and not in a part. Let's see what happens when I move it. And now it's over here. Yeah. No, I think they're still coming out smaller. Oh, I know why. Because the size sequence on this one that I made must be different than this one. Okay. That's why. The size sequence. So I made this one a little bit smaller. This size sequence, this is one I already had made. Yeah, I've got some really big spikes in my little size chart on the one I had already made. And the one I just made, my size sequence, I stayed kind of small. So if I spiked some of these up, then I'm going to get some larger pieces also. Okay. So that's pretty easy. And I just wanted to show you that you can play around and do a lot of different things with this. It's really going to be personal preference on what you do. I want to see what this looks like real quick. My little skull that I made. Oh, that looks really cool. Oh man, maybe that should be what's in here. Oh, anyways. Cute. Alright, well that's it for the particle emitter. It's pretty easy, and you can script all of this too. But if you don't want to script it and you just want to set it up like I did, you can. And have it ready so that really all you're doing is now cloning it into the part for the effect that you want for the period of time that you want it, and then you're deleting it. So, pretty basic. Alright, in the next section of this tutorial, I think we will do the GUI. Or no, actually, yeah, we'll do the GUI script. Okay, so I will see you in the next section.